probably more than you may realize. According to Jarno Tuominen et al. In the article, No Man is an Island, Effects of Social Seclusion on Social Dream Content and REM Sleep, a third of our lives is spent asleep, predominantly immersed in internally generated experiences, dreams. Although dreams are a common occurrence within one's life, we many times do not understand the complexities within them. Dream research has presented many limitations over the course of history, but many of the conclusions drawn in this field remain as theories, meaning they are still being tested, but are still based on a lot of research and data. With the help of extensive research, experimental trials, and years of devoted studies, scientists have learned more about the basics of dreaming, along with the extensive interconnectivity of dreams and psychology. The basic science behind dreaming has been researched over time. Defining the term dream, the article, Dreams and Nightmares in Healthy Adults and in Patients with Sleep and Neurological Disorders, written by Francesca Ciclari et al., states, because the nature of experiences during sleep varies from simple static, fragmentary impressions to full-blown dynamic hallucinatory story-like experiences, this has led to considerable variation in the definition of dreams. More inclusive definitions consider any subjective experience during sleep as dreams, whereas more restrictive conceptualizations define dreams as multimodal, complex, dynamic world simulations, or immersive spatiotemporal hallucinations. Dreaming is a form of hallucination, but it can look different for each person. Another basic piece of information regarding dreams is their frequency in the average person's life. Ciclari et al. Writes, dreaming is a familiar yet enigmatic mode of cognitive functioning to which we involuntarily revert every night. Lastly, it is important to establish general knowledge about how one's brain constructs dreams, because this information can lead to a better understanding of how dreaming and psychology work together. Although it is not completely known as to which part of our brain constructs dreams, it is discussed in the article, How the Brain Constructs Dreams, written by Aaron J. Wamsley. In this article, the author reveals, indeed, there is a reason to think that the hippocampus supports crucial aspects of dream construction beyond the simple insertion of memories. Recent work in the cognitive neurosciences has established that the hippocampus, in addition to being involved in the formation of memories, is also part of the brain system that is involved in using memory to construct novel imagined scenarios and simulate possible future events. In contrast to this conclusion, the article also mentions information that counteracts this. Paraphrasing Wamsley, many studies have shown that dreaming is still possible in patients with a damaged hippocampus, and the dreams can still include recent experiences. Although the article did not have a definite answer as to which area of the brain is entirely responsible for dreaming, there is information leading to the hippocampus as a potential contributor. Now allow me to inform you on the research advancements and restrictions in this field of study. In order to be able to establish a better understanding of dreams, extensive and reliable research is required. Although this field of study has presented many challenges in the past, it is continuing to evolve and combat these challenges. According to the article, Physiology and Psychology of Dreams by Alan S. Iser, which was published in 2005, there were several research advancements beginning to surface during this time. The article states, in turn, as the science of sleep and the field of sleep disorders have subsequently advanced, new findings, many in the realm of neurobiology and new technologies, including those in brain imaging, have been applied to the study of dreaming. Since the article's publication in 2005, there have been several developments, which are shown in Ciclari et al.'s article, which was published in October of 2020. The authors discuss advancements with the development of neuroimaging techniques with increased spatial resolution, including functional MRI, PET, and high-density EEF. It became possible to image such local changes in brain activity and relate them to characteristics of dreaming across sleep stages. Current research is aligning stages of the sleep cycle according to eye movement and dreaming, assisted by various technologies and imaging techniques. to be able to determine when dreams are produced. But there are limitations. A main limitation is not having a way to evaluate the content within one's dream through technology, requiring information to come primarily from individuals recalling their dreams. In the article, Mental Sleep Activity and Disturbing Dreams in the Lifespan, by Serena Scarpelli et al., it states, the access to dream contents is mainly obtained from the information reported by subjects after awakening. There is a lot of room for error when relying on individuals to effectively recall their dreams, as you may be able to relate to your own life. Scarpelli et al. Continues, dream research is characterized by a notable limitation, the existence of a temporal gap between the dream generation and the moment in which the dream is reported. Despite limitations, dream research has allowed for specialists to make several conclusions about one's psychology and the effect this has on one's dreams. First of all, a psychological component of dreaming is that many dreams include several sensory experiences, which is discussed by Claudia et al. Almost 100% of dreams have a visual quality, many have auditory experiences, and fewer contain gustatory and olfactory experiences. This means sight, hearing, taste, and smell can all elevate the content our brain chooses to include in our dreams, often through personal experiences. Sarkali et al. Elaborates, along the same lines, dreams are not entirely new or unfamiliar experiences because they often deal with everyday objects and known places or people. Other than personal experiences, several things can influence dream content. Sakarli et al. Reveals the interconnectivity of one's emotions and mental state to the content within their dreams. Dream content is affected by personality traits and mental state factors. These developmental patterns might reflect changes in waking life experiences and challenges at different ages. The emotional intensity of a waking event is one of the best predictors of incorporation into dreams. An example of this is nightmares, which is a type of dream that shows a strong correlation to one's emotions. According to Scarpelli et al., nevertheless, some studies demonstrated that idiopathic nightmares have comorbidity with anxiety, depression, and insomnia, and they should be differentiated from recurring nightmares in PTSD, which develop in consequence of history of trauma. Whether one suffers from depression, anxiety, PTSD, or even insomnia, they are inclined to experience an increased amount of nightmares. COVID-19 has impacted many people in numerous ways, but it also provided an opportunity to evaluate emotional stress and mental health on dream content. In the article, Nightmare Content During the COVID-19 Pandemic, Influence of COVID-Related Stress and Sleep Disruption in the United States, the authors, Kennedy et al. Discuss how circumstances in the pandemic caused people to ultimately have increased rates of nightmares. The authors write, in unadjusted analysis, a greater increase in general stress was associated with an increased likelihood of nightmares about failure, helplessness, anxiety, war, separation from loved ones, totalitarian regimes, sickness, death, COVID-19, and an apocalypse. The pandemic caused multiple factors which can contribute to the content within one's dreams. Although there are barriers surrounding dream research, scientists have developed a foundational understanding of dreams and the psychological factors that influence them. And dream research will continue to grow well into the future. Dreams are an influential and prevalent part of our lives, and gaining a better understanding is important. Thank you for listening to my speech.